I said, how those? It's lunch time. Lunch time.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot to talk about, y'all. Drake still the butt of all the jokes. Diddy on lockdown. Diddy kids is spending the money like it's water. The lawyers and everybody. We got some of G Money's hot topics coming up. Just want to make another announcement. The Cavs are for real. Ask the Boston Celtics. They are latest the latest victims, I should say, of the Cavs. Number one. Huh?
You on that high horse, huh?
Oh man. When you go in Boston and in the first 5 minutes they up 25-3 and you got Jason Tatum telling us to get the F out of there and all that, you know, don't nothing feel good to then go ahead and blow their ass out.
What Jason Tatum girly self talking about?
It was the first couple minutes of the game they came out 25-3 or something, and so then he had the nerve to start. He made a bucket, start telling everybody telling Cavs get the F out of here and this and that. I mean, talking crazy.
What?
And then we ended up blowing them out in their house. You know, that's what we do in Cleveland, though.
He gave him bulletin board material in the middle of the game, huh?
Yeah, don't talk. Because then we're going to show you why you Jason Tatum. And you know what? Guess what, Greg? I got our Facebook people in. See, this is hard to remember.
I was just about to tell you.
You was? Okay, yeah, they need to fix this stream, y'all. I don't know what this about. But let's get to Facebook. All right, I just unlocked it for Facebook. What we got going on? Good afternoon, Diamond.
Hey,
we got Diamond in the building.
Everybody in the chat, what's up? What's up?
What's up, y'all? Lunch crew, Shauna in the building. Let's go. Mm-hmm. So you said everything was cool this weekend. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. Greg said it was slow motion. Everybody just chilling. So now, Greg, I'm at the before we get started, I'm gonna have to let you know, man, you might have to carry this show. I didn't get no lunchtime. I didn't get no lunch money today. I had to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So, if my energy is what you say, Greg, if my energy is a little low.
You sent me lunch money today, bro.
I know, Greg. I sent Greg much money today, and I ain't even getting no damn lunch money. I said, these people will work you. They'll work you to death if you let them. You know, Flow Show no filter. You know, I ain't gonna never let nobody work me to death. But at any rate, Greg is gonna do the heavy lifting today because Flo is off a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on his birthday week, mind you. This is my birthday week.
3 days, huh?
Yeah, this my birthday week. I'm starting off eating peanut butter and jelly. I'm doing something wrong. But let's go, Greg. I'm gonna give it what I got.
Hey, man. It was a crazy weekend, man. Wasn't a heavy news weekend, but it was enough stuff, man. Angie Stone, you want to kick it off with the beautiful Angie Stone, R.I.P. to Angie Stone, and R.I.P. Prayers to her family, her supporters, her colleagues, everybody just was, super sad, man. So Angie Stone, she was one of those angelic singers too, man. Like when you heard her voice, you knew exactly who she was. She was kind of more in that vein of the neo soul vein. So it's crazy how you find out things when a person passes away. Because I didn't even know she was like going through so much, right? I seen like one of the videos, man, and she was just kind of talking. And I looked at her, I was like, man, Angie lost a lot of weight. Excuse me. Just looking at her arms and stuff. I'm like, man, Angie, lost a lot of weight, bro. And then come to find out, man, UMG strikes again. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm like,
you doing so good, Greg. I ain't interrupting at all. Go ahead, man. You breaking
yeah,
it
I
down.
was like, man, what is UMG out here doing to these artists, man? Because she was battling back and forth with them. I'm assuming about her masters, her publishing. She wasn't receiving. How can you be Angie Stone? This is the part I don't get. How can you be Angie Stone and not receive any of your publishing? I'm like, man, what is going on there? I immediately went into the rabbit hole. Like, I know they ain't done nothing to Angie Stone because of her, her publishing and her masters. I'm like, I just no, 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 no. They didn't do something to Angie Stone, but you really can't tell. I mean, I know it's a terrible accident, semi-trailer truck supposedly ran the van off the road or something happened. I haven't got the intimate details, but I seen some of the photos of the truck or the van being on the sidelines, and I'm just like how does that happen? Like, it's 3 lanes out there on the highway. Why is a semi-trailer truck having any contact with their van all of a sudden? And now her and her people have been unalived. I don't even know. They didn't really say about the others. You might be able to give me some info on that, but I know she passed away and her band was in the van as well. So I don't know what happened to them because nobody really said if they passed away or not. But yeah, man, Angie Stone, that one kind of, I loved Angie Stone, but I just wasn't like, somebody who just was a huge, huge fan of hers because I like R&B, I like neo soul. The songs that she did make, that was had commercial success, I did like. But yeah, man, that was sad to see that Angie Stone was, unalived, and she was unalived with so much unfinished business, man. What you think?
Yeah, man, it's sad. I could echo your remarks as I wasn't like an Angie Stone like hardcore fan at all. But I liked her and respect her as an artist for sure. I thought all her music was good. I thought her vibe was always genuine. And so from that, you would never think that she was going through stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
definitely thought if you just from the outside looking in, I thought her music and her royalties, I just would assume all that was perfect or in order, just because of the type of presence she had. And then to find out that right there showed you that ain't nobody safe in the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then what they do is they prop you up in a position where you already taking a beating, but then if you talk about it, especially in her era, then you really wouldn't see no money. So it just show how this industry had you by the balls, and even an artist like Angie Stone, who is like you said, neo soul, very mature type of vibe, and even she can't escape the madness and the devilish ways of this industry. And I think they did say that she was the only one passed away, and Angie Stone said herself. I put this clip on one of my social media pages. Um, She said herself that the reason why there's not been a biopic or whatever about her or no type of movies, she said because her story is so real that it would uncover so many truths that the industry ain't even ready for it to come out. Basically, is what she said. And another thing, fun fact, that just goes to show what she dealt with. Now she was doing her thing on the label, And when she was working on, I don't know if this would be her second album or what, but when she was working on the album, and it was supposed to be called Diary of a Soul Sister, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden they came to her, and this was Clive Davis era when she was under Clive Davis. All of a sudden they came to her and told her she had to change the name of her album, and that's when she knew something wasn't right. But the reason why she had to change the name of the album was because after she already was about to name her album that, they decided to name Alicia Keys' album that was about to come out Diary of Alicia Keys.
Oh,
and
wow.
so yeah, and you know what they say about, you know how the Alicia Keys, Swiss Beats, Clive Davis, y'all know the stories of what's been said. And this coming out of Angie Stone's mouth on a Vlad interview, and she said she already had intuition that the squeeze play was on her, and they was about to do her dirty. But she said when that happened, she knew it was over, and she basically wrote a letter to Clive for a release. She was able to get the release, but she said they never talked to her, like nobody. It was like they just went cold on her, and she knew, like, you know, even on out the way out the door, it let her know that something wasn't right, because she said even after that, nobody, it was like all of us, like nobody gave a F. So I never knew that. I remember Diary of Alicia Keys, but I didn't know that they stole Angie's name and all of that. And so the saddest part is to see an artist like of her magnitude and her impact on the culture, to see an artist like that not only pass away in a horrific crash or whatever happened, but to see that in her last couple months of being on this earth, she was crying and just had found out how bad UMG has stole her money. And that's what she leaves on that note. And we talking about Angie Stone, one of the most respected artists of all time, one of the biggest neo soul artists of all time. If you talking neo soul, you got Angie Stone on your top 5, unless you're a youngin. So, like I said, it's something I'm gonna dig into. I might be doing a Surviving Clive and Diddy. I might be doing a deep dive on Angie Stone at this point, so we'll see. But I'm definitely thinking about it, because something ain't right.
You know what, bro? This is what I was thinking about. Why is it that African American artists seem to be the only artists who have issues with their masters and their publishing? I just don't understand, because you don't hear the same conversations coming from, you know, other artists that's mainstream artists, that's, you know, whatever race they may be. The only time you really hear, I don't know, because we're speaking up about it or what the case may be, but we're the only ones that have these kind of issues that's brought out to the public. I don't get it. Like every artist that had, and then the other part about that, the ones that's having these issues and they say something about it, they end up unalived. I don't understand. I thought about this over the weekend, like, and I just kind of went down my memory bank just to kind of, you know, make sure I'm not just, you know, thinking outside of you know, I'm out of bounds in any kind of way. And I'm like, I don't recall any other artists really having issues with, you know, getting paid, getting, you know, just due for what they put out into the world and the world gave back to them, you know, through sales. Why are we the only race of people that have problems when it comes to the music industry for the most part. You know what I'm saying? If you could tell me some other, artists outside of the African American race that have issues with their, with their rights, with their masters, with their publishing, please tell me, bro, because I haven't heard of it. I couldn't think of
Well,
anybody.
the problem is when you are of a culture where you are predominantly the source of the entertainment, but you're not represented on the other side of the spectrum, meaning the check cutters, the CEOs, the Lucian Granges. None of them look like us. So when we come in the door, it's a different. We get treated a different way. Our value, although we are high value entertainers, we're not valued in that way. So the only way you can combat that is by organizing and having some sort of union. And the music industry and Hollywood in general has never developed any kind of union to represent not only us but artists as a whole. Whereas if you look at basketball, football, any other industry where we dominate, let's just be, call a spade, where we dominate. What does protect them in those other industries are the unions. You got the players union, you got this union, you got that union. In the music industry in Hollywood, it's the wild, wild west. And none of us control what goes on the other side. And so what happens is we don't get the same look behind the curtain as the ones who look like each other. That's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And so we need to not only educate, but we need to come up with some type of foundation, meaning some type of presence of a union, something that's going to protect our rights. Other than that, they're going to just keep having their way with us. And that's what it is, man. It's nothing in place. So like when these artists, first of all, you don't know nothing about business. It's a music business. We all know the music. We don't all know the business. So normally they get you. And once they get you, they already got you. But if you do want to step up and say something, you don't have no backup. You don't have nothing to stand on. So what you do, you just shut up and take it. And until we change that, we're going to continue to see stuff in cases like Angie Stone. You know what I mean? And like you said, like the many others that look like us who just get used and abused because we're only valued for our music and our masters. Other than that, the check cutters and the check writers don't give a damn what happened to us. So that's really it in a nutshell.
Man, I don't like it. And not only that, we can't just fight and actually win. In any of these cases where it can, presidents can be set and others coming behind these individuals can kind of, know what to do because they got others that came before them who stood their ground and got things worked out and could actually, reach back and say, okay, guys, this is how you should go about doing this. We can't do none of that because the artists that had the most influence to be able to say, hey, this is how they unalived them.
Mm-hmm.
Or I ain't gonna say they unalived them. I'm just gonna say they end up being unalived. Mm-hmm. So, some of the major artists who had that kind of influence that could have came back, reached back and said, okay, God, this is how you're supposed to do it. When they decided that that was going to be their mission, they unalived.
Right.
And I just don't see any other race of individuals who are in that industry having the same things that, that happens to us happen to them. And that should be the big documentary if there was gonna ever be one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna be fair. Now, it's a long list of non-black artists who have been unalive under mysterious circumstances because of their power in music and entertainment. There's a lot of them. That's a rabbit hole. So it ain't just us for real. It's a lot of them who don't sound right. If you know what I mean? Like, I can rattle them off the top of my head, but you got like Amy Winehouse, one of them. You know what I'm saying? She one of the people that don't look like us, and something don't sound right about what happened to her. And it's a lot more stories of that too. But like I said, as long as we looking for one person to spark it, of course they can be mysteriously unalive, but you can't unalive a union. You know what I mean? You can't unalive an organization, united. You know, and that's where they getting us. You know what I mean? We can't keep if we keep counting on one person to do it, something gonna keep happening to them until we get a unified, multiple, solidified union like every other industry that gets screwed over has. We're gonna keep having one desperado trying to tell us about it, and then how easy is it for this shady Hollywood whoever? How easy is it for them to pick off one by one versus a whole damn union? So, like I said, until there's some type of union in place, this is where unions came from. This is why they have them. You know what I mean? Like, this is literally why they had them. If you took away all the unions and you left the power totally in these billionaires, this would be every industry. You would see this in basketball. If they didn't have no union and they just let you do whatever you want to do, kind of like how you can in music, they would be doing the same thing. But it's actually organized over there. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, and in the music and entertainment, they can do whatever they want. It's no opposition. So
yeah,
it's gonna be sad, man. I've always advocated for that. And not to cut you off, even in the influencer, social media, podcaster, YouTuber gang, we don't have a union. So they can ban accounts, they can do this, they can do that, and they have their way. If we had a union, they couldn't do that. So all I say is, whenever you see an industry getting taken advantage of, see if they have a union. 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna have one for that industry. That's the problem.
I would have thought
we might need you to put it together, Greg.
Man,
we might need you to be the first one to put the union together.
A green light did come on when you said that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, by now you would think that it would be some attorneys that would have stepped up, and represented these folks, to make sure that they wasn't getting taken care of. But it seems like everybody's on the gravy train, for real.
Yeah, people. They don't want that. They like the way it is now. I'm talking about when we talk about the elites.
Right.
They love it like this.
Man, I didn't even know. Did you used to watch that show called Girlfriends back in the day?
Yep. I didn't watch it like faithfully, but I would catch it, when I could catch it.
And I always used to like that theme song that used, the show theme song. She did that.
Yeah, I didn't know that until she passed away. Yep.
Yeah.
I know that. I used to love that thing.
I used to love that theme song, bro. It was like one of them ones that just stuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
It was. She was talented, man. And,
man.
And it's just sad. Like I say, man, it's sad how it happens. And I'm praying one day that we come together. You know what I mean? Like, because the power is in our hands, bro. But we don't know it. Most of us. Our community know it. And when I say our community, I'm talking about the Flow Show, No Filter, and all across platforms. We know the power in people. That's why we all come together and stick together. But if everybody in this country knew that, if everybody in the music industry knew that, 90% of this stuff wouldn't even be happening. But people don't understand the power in unity. And you being unified doesn't mean you got to be up each other's behind all day, every day. It just means organizing, and when we need to come together, we come together. So, hey, it is what it is. All we could do is let people know, but we're going to continue to unite and continue to push our movement forward.
Well, that lets you know how strong the higher ups must be in that industry, because no one has even, attempted in good faith to even try to create a union. You know what I'm saying? They don't even attempt to do it. Where all other industries, especially industries that has so many people, like the auto industry, they got tons of people making, cars all over the country, but music people got tons of people making music all over the country and internationally. You would think that they would have, came to the table with something by now, especially seeing how, like you say, it's affected, so many different genres of music and the individuals inside those genres. So it's crazy, man. I don't like it, but like you say, man, like what can you really do? Because the ones that's in it and has the power can't do anything, outside of it. You find out in depth that, they was pretty much getting screwed every step of the way. You don't know it because they don't want to be out here talking about it too much, because they, from what I can tell, you probably, you might not want to be out here saying much, because, who knows what might happen to you. So it's just sad all around, man. You would think the music industry makes so many people so much money, where that much greed would stand in the way from, taking care of your people, making sure they have a great life. So to me, it seems like if you treat your people the right way, then they're gonna, like you say, how many artists get discouraged because of the going-ons with their labels, and the labels not being on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? So many artists get discouraged, and then once you tap into screwing the artist, then of course their creativity is affected, and you end up getting one-hit wonders. You end up getting individuals who don't really want to make good music, because they like, why even make good music when I'm not going to get my line share of what I'm supposed to get for making this good music. So, yeah.
And you know what it made me think about too, when after the Angie Stone situation, I said, you know what? We getting to laughing and joking, and I'm a big Kendrick fan, so I'm always gonna laugh and joke on Drake. But an artist as powerful as Drake suing UMG, we need to be behind him just because of UMG. And we need to be suing anybody that's suing UMG. We need to get behind them, because they are in the middle of this Angie Stone conversation, and they are in the middle of a lot of shady conversations when it comes to our artists. And they lightweight getting a pass because we all mad at, or a lot of the public is mad at Drake for suing. It's a B move. And he's doing that and suing Kendrick. And you're not suing Kendrick directly, but it's all about that. But if you really think about it, this is the perfect time. There ain't going to be a bigger artist than Drake to sue UMG. This is the perfect time for anybody else not named Drake to sue UMG. This was the perfect time. We need lawsuits. I'm gonna let you finish. This is my last one. I'm saying it. We need lawsuits piling up on UMG like Tony Busby type shit. We need some Tony Busby. We need 50 UMG lawsuits. Go ahead, Greg.
You know what? Until you just said that, I wasn't even looking at it like that. But now that you said it, I'm in total agreement with what you saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if anybody could do it, now that's the thing. Like Drake got to be careful because
Right. That's what I'm saying.
he threatening, he's
Needle.
swimming in quicksand. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but the mere fact that and they probably find a way to shut him down.
Mhm.
Whether it's a $1 billion contract, they're gonna probably do something to get him out of the business of UMG.
Mhm.
But you're right, man. I mean, the only way it's going to stop is if somebody expose and open up the door to allow everybody to kind of see what's going on,
Yeah.
behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I agree, man. At
Yeah.
first, I thought, Drake, you being a Bia,
Yeah, me too.
but in hindsight, now that you said what you said, I just had a quick thought about it and I
Mhm.
totally agree, bro. I
Yeah.
totally agree. It's what's
You
needed.
It's what's needed. UMG has destroyed more lives than anybody,
Yeah.
and they getting to throw their rocks and hide their hands. And like I said, y'all know I'm the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan, so I'm just saying it from it just makes sense. First of all, we're not gonna have another artist as big as Drake sue UMG no time soon, unless people get on board and realize really this is the time. Like while Drake suing them, this is the time for any artist that feel like UMG been doing whatever, God knows what, sue they behind now. Because it's the time they most vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like this is the time. Because if you try to wait once Drake thing over with, then you try to sue, you might just be, one of them stories. You know what I'm saying? That I'll be doing documentaries on. So, like I said, I ain't giving Drake no excuses, just telling it like it is. And after Angie Stone, I don't care who's suing UMG. I'm behind whoever's suing them because that's the only freaking hope we got.
And you know what's funny, bro? It's almost like they know the culture, right? They know
Mm-hmm.
the culture of snitches get stitches, don't tell. It's almost like they know how to go about it based off of the culture of things, right? Yeah, they're like, okay, Drake's suing, but the culture gonna tear him down. It ain't gonna get to the point where we actually have to reveal anything because he's trying to make them open up the books. He's trying to allow us to take a peek into UMG and they business practices. And that's
Yep,
the last thing they want us to see.
exactly.
You know what I'm
They
saying? So,
love that we. Hey, look, hey, Greg. They love that we over here talking about Drake. You do what you need to
yeah.
do while they getting away with all this. We
Yes,
stopped. I was part of it too, Greg. I had to
me
catch
too.
myself over the weekend after Angie Stone, and I seen her crying about Universal and UMG. I said, you know what? I ain't about to be bashing Drake on that lawsuit. Now, outside that lawsuit, oh, we gonna laugh and joke, and I got one coming up about Drake. But as far as that UMG lawsuit, if Drake is willing to stick his neck out there, we gotta support him. And as far as that lawsuit, we gotta support him and anybody else. Please go out. If you're an artist and UMG been getting over on you, now is the time. Sue they behind.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that's all right. Like D'Angelo, who him and Angie Stone got a whole child together.
Yeah, that
You
was my
know,
boy too.
yeah, that was my boy, man. And
So we gotta
just
do it
it's
for their child. This
yes,
child don't
bro.
have a mother.
Right, right, right. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, man, just look at how his career went. You know, to me, this is the part I don't really understand. At first, I just thought it was the artist. Like, most of these artists, if you really even think about it, the big artists, right? It's almost like they get one good album, maybe two, and then after that, it's downhill from there, bro. And these are stupid, talented individuals, man. You rarely get a Drake or Jay-Z who just have multiple albums. You know, the average artist, man, you probably get 2 albums and you're done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they know the average artist, those first 2 albums, that's how they gonna make the majority of the money off of you. And then after that, they're in the business of getting a new person. Because as you build your weight up, you get more and more leverage. So unless you a Drake or a Jay-Z, you don't even have a chance. Because check this out, Greg. Greg, you a signed artist, right?
Right.
You know, you coming to me first time, you happy, you signing whatever contract. Boom, first album, we put our money up, you blow the hell up. But now you ain't the same Greg who you was, and I'm talking about leverage wise. You ain't the same Greg you came to me with but you came to me as. So now I need to tear you down a little bit in order to keep my leverage. Also, you getting closer to maybe you signed a 4-album deal. Maybe you signed a 3-album deal. You know, something like that. So now you about to be up for renegotiation, right? So if I got a big, huge budget, should I put it on the person and blow him up some more so he can have hella negotiating and leverage when that time come? Or should I put this big budget behind some new act who don't know nothing and they just want to be a star? And so they use them shady practices to the extreme. So what you have is all these artists that you know that have a good 1 or 2 album, and then they cast them away. Because now I want to put money behind people who don't know shit. And that's the cycle, bro. And so the only way you can beat that cycle or even have a chance is to be so freaking big, like a Drake, like a Jay-Z, that they have to kind of like meet you eye to eye, right? But if you anywhere short, they're gonna pull that move, bro. And now that I broke it down, anybody out there, just watch. This is what Michael Jackson was talking about with Sony. This is what Michael Jackson was saying. My fans didn't change. My music didn't change. I was making the same fire I was making when Billie Jean was out. But once Sony knew that I was about to fulfill my contract, the Operation Sabotage came into play. And so they sabotage you on the last one. Why? So they have the leverage when they go to renegotiate. So I ain't putting that big budget behind Michael Jackson on his 4th or 5th album like I did on Billie Jean.
I mean, just think about what you just said, bro. Mike J had 3 albums, bro. Michael Jackson only had 3 albums that anybody, when you talk about Michael Jackson, you're talking about songs off of one of those 3 albums. After that, you like, wait a minute, what was on that 5th album? What was that 5th album? You don't even remember. That is so crazy, bro.
That's exactly what Michael Jackson was talking about, but he kind of didn't like break it all the way down for like super layman's terms, you know what I'm saying, to like really understand, but that's the concept. Almost like in the NFL, if you got a running back, you know, after 4th or 5th year, you got to pay him X amount of dollars. I'm just using that for example. And then, so instead, you give him that money when he come in, then towards the end of his career, you devalue, to the end of his contract, you devalue him, and you go pick up somebody half his age, I'm exaggerating, but you go pick up somebody younger, pay them less to do the same thing that this person doing. It's the American way. And that's why we all pissed. See, it don't just apply to the local, oil digger or Home Depot worker, whatever your normal job. You all know the thing is, as soon as you get some seniority, the whole game plan been they try to get people younger, cheaper to do the same thing you doing, just because it's a greedy, evil practice that keeps the rich richer. It don't just happen there. It's happening in the music industry. And it happened to the great Michael Jackson, which you don't have to know who all it can happen to if it happened to Michael Jackson. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, man. That's the music. It needs to be a documentary just done on the music industry, like by some brave people who's gonna just open up that can of worms and let everybody look, because it's a mess, man. It is just a complete mess, and it don't get any better, man. You just, you even with a person like Diddy, just watching how, he did his artists. He had some of the biggest artists ever, and they were probably 1-2 albums done. So he just pretty much followed the same blueprint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All the greediest people, think about it, just like you brought up Diddy, and the more greedy the person is, the easier you're going to see the blueprint, the more flagrant it is. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Dre, Eminem, you don't hear those stories. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear 50 Cent complaining about his deal with Dre and Eminem. Now, but when you go to a Diddy, you see the blueprint. You ain't got to look hard. You look at all of them. 1-2 albums done. And it's sad, bro. And only the show. And so another going back to about how it happened to us. And see, that's why I said we need a union, because here's Diddy, one of us, look like me and you, and he just as foul as any of them, our own. Craig Mack, Mace, Biggie Smalls, G-Dep, Black Rob. Like Mace said, they can't talk because they dead. Biggie can't tell because he dead. Craig Mack can't tell because he dead. And Mace had to make it in spite of Diddy, not because of Diddy. And so that's why I say, bro, we need a different way. Because there ain't enough people that just gonna tell them hell no, like I did.
Yeah, man. And here's the part.
Hey, Craig, I told that blueprint don't work on me. Because the minute I sniff something ain't right, I'm telling you to kick rocks. I don't give a damn if you Clive Davis or the Davis twins that played basketball. I'm gonna tell you heck no, because what happens is a lot of people get blinded by wanting to be famous so bad and wanting the riches so bad that they overlook stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just happen to be one of the people that I don't want to be famous that bad. I don't want to be rich that bad where I'm going to do some strange, weird stuff. So whenever that time came, I was like, man, get the like you can't even. I never even made it look like it was ever an option. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way you can beat it. You can't let no red flags go, because they always testing you. And that test gets more and more flagrant. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like stages. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna hit you with a little test and see if you let that go, and then another test and see if you let that go, and then another test. And next thing you know, they grabbing your crotch like Terry Crews.
Right.
See, me, the very first test, I'm going off so crazy. I ain't making it to level 2 test, because I see stuff I've always been able to read stuff, past really from that moment. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if you doing this, that means you trying to get me to do some others. So I'm gonna check your behind right on this right now. That's just how I've been. I've been like that since a baby. So, but unfortunately, it's a lot of people who don't. They just don't see it coming. So they kind of let stuff slide. The next thing you know, boom, they just slip something in your drink at this party, and bah, you know what I'm saying? But see, when you one of them people that let them know, ain't no way in heck they not even gonna try you, because they know it ain't gonna end well. So that's just my advice to any people coming up in the music industry, movie industry, whatever. Do not let no red flags slide at all.
Yeah, that should be like in life, period. When you see or think there's a red flag, pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Even like in relationships, when you see red flags, do not be sitting there ignoring them, and then you look up a year, 2 years later, and everything then went haywire, and you think back and be like, man, I seen this 2 years ago and I didn't pay attention to it. And now look where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to them red flags, man. And you brought up Cruz. And when we did the interview with Cruz, and he pretty much told us that whole story, and then what happened afterwards, bro, which was even crazier. The story itself was crazy, but if you really think about it, before that happened, before he told and let the cat out the bag, he was in movie after movie after movie, show after show after show. You barely could even look at the TV and not see him. Bruh, he won the case and everything, and you barely see him anymore, bro.
Yep. Barely.
You barely
y'all got the perfect interview.
Yeah.
He ain't did nothing since. So y'all really got the last real relevant interview of Terry Crews.
Right. They shut him down, bro. And he got him. He took it as far as anybody took it and won. And you ain't even hear about him even winning the case.
I'm about to mess you up even more, Greg. I didn't know he won till you just told me.
That's my boy, bro. He got a bag from the person, the agency, the big agency that represents pretty much everybody in Hollywood, took him to the mat and won, and nobody said a word. Not a word. And now he hosting, some show that whatever they do. I mean, it's a hit show, but it's it ain't what he was doing. He was in movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, all the big A-list manly, the manly men of the industry. They replaced Cruz with 50.
Yep. That's what they do. That's their game, Greg. It's sad, but that's their blueprint.
They
say, man, we can screw you over and go get somebody that look just like you.
And now that what you said earlier about the whole Drake thing, the more and more I'm starting to look at it, it's starting to seem like everybody's on this bandwagon to shut him up, or not just to shut him up, but to make what he's saying less relevant because they, putting these allegations on him. So even in that lawsuit, it makes it hard for anybody to even get behind Drake in that lawsuit because they won't stop saying what they keep saying about him. Did you see the Oscars last night?
Hey, we was just getting to the halftime of this show, And I was gonna tell you that this is the part where Kendrick Lamar is gonna come out to the stage and call Drake a pedophile. and then everybody gonna applaud. And then I was gonna say, but don't worry, y'all, I'm lawyered up. Because that's what dude said, Conan O'Brien. And the whole crowd erupted, didn't they, Greg?
Bro. They was louder than the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they was. It was louder than the performance.
And then I read some that made all kind of sense. And they said the fact that they're treating Drake worse than Diddy when Diddy has real accusations is just crazy. And I thought about that for a second. I was like, wow, that is so true.
These
most people be scared to say, no Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody except for me. No,
and me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a couple folks that have said every now and then, but they will say A minor, man.
In a minute.
In a second. If you even begin to let that come out of your mouth, you're gonna have a chorus behind you. But everybody else, they like, yeah, we know he beat somebody on camera. We know, this and that and this, but we just gonna chill from that. And we just gonna bring the man down who is actually trying to expose the industry. Yeah, he took a beating, and he, probably why he did it wasn't all the way a good reason for him to do it. But nevertheless, it's done now. And everybody's still like, no. The main people that be screaming, we need to know about this, we need to know about that. The industry's keeping us out. We don't know about our contract. Man, ain't a word been said after Drake didn't put the lawsuit outside. Are you snitching?
Yeah, you ain't heard nothing.
Not a word, bro.
This is the time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the time to get behind. Like, if you want to put some heat on UMG, this is the time. The biggest artist of this generation is suing them. See, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for any other artist to come, but they ain't gonna do it.
They're not gonna do
it. What's up, Dreamer? Dreamer in the building, Greg. Dreamer was feeling a little under the weather earlier. She said she went to work and they sent her home. So good to see that she's back. And Dreamer Go ahead.
I said, Dreamer sound like she had what I had.
You had a little 24-hour something too, Greg?
No, mine was more like a week.
Oh, okay. Oh, you talking about that? Oh, okay. Yeah, you had that. You had the 784-hour flu.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was almost see you later flow time. It was that crazy. You know what I'm saying?
She said no Diddy is her favorite phrase. I think Shan wasn't feeling the greatest over the weekend. I don't know. But I think I hope she better now, Shan. I think Pastor D told me. Pastor D told me that Shan was not feeling the best over the weekend.
You said Pastor who?
Pastor D, my boy Darnell.
Oh, okay, got it.
Pastor Darnell Brantley. We call him Pastor D. Every Sunday you could tune in to Pastor Darnell Brantley's TikTok, and he does service every Sunday. That's my best friend. Check him out at noon Eastern Standard Time every Sunday.
They
just celebrated a year, huh?
I said we got a prayer war in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, why you think I talk so crazy? My best friend, a pastor. God got me. God got pastor right next to me.
Me good. We got another one in the group meet. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't find my phone right now. But yeah, man, we got a praying warrior in the group me. She be
Okay,
putting it down.
that's
I
what's
didn't
up.
I didn't
Keep
peeped
it
in.
on the right page.
I can't find my phone, so I don't know exactly who it is. But yeah, man, she be
Oh, that's mini me.
in the group me.
Yeah, I think that's mini me that you said that had the prayer warrior, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Mona.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
mini me.
Oh, okay.
Mona is mini me like Felix is Obi-Wan Shinobi. Kobe.
Got it.
And so
Learn.
Shan said she had migraines. They was kicking her butt, y'all. Let's pray the migraines away.
Yeah, the
Pray the
migraines ain't no
migraines, F
joke.
migraines.
Yeah, F migraines. The migraines ain't nothing to play with, man. So yeah, man, I seen that Conan stick, and I was like, man, Drake, bro, you probably should have just stayed in Australia and finished your
Yeah,
tour, bro. You know
yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying?
For
Because
real.
they are not letting up on you, my friend, at all.
And after Australia, just go to Brazil or somewhere. Just keep traveling all over there. Cause
Right.
they ain't feeling you here.
Man, I done lost my phone, man.
Hey, they try to rig the game, but they can't fake influence. I love that part. That's why, hey, it's the year of the Kendrick. That's why people like me and us, they can't stop us because you can't rig it. You can have a lot of followers, this and that. They can rig that, but when the rubber meets the road, who got the real influence? You know what I'm saying? And that's what Kendrick. The real people is influence. Just like in the media, I don't care who you talking about. If you talking about influence, you talking about views, you talking about narrative. I mean, like coming up with your own lingo, like just having heavy influence. I'm up there with all of them. That's why they try their best to try to keep me, the big time try to keep me down because I got a hell of a community, hell of an influence, and I got a lot of people running around talking and saying everything that we be saying. And like Kendrick said, you could rig the game, but you can't fake influence. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, that's true, bro. You want to hear something funny?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you gonna laugh. I bet you $100 that what I'm about to say, you gonna laugh, and not even a bet where if you don't, I'm saying if you don't laugh at what I'm gonna say, I'll give you $100.
All right, let's go.
Why did 50 Cent buy the halfway house Big Meech lives in?
Oh, what? No, heck no. Greg, you making that up, bro.
Bro, 50 bought the halfway house. Now, and then he said, hold on, he said 50 Cent buys halfway house, Big Meech lives in. And then 50 said, now that yelling nigga gotta pay me rent.
Oh my God. 50 Cent is unstoppable.
Bro, I fell on the floor when I read that, bro. I'm like, this dude is so diabolical, bro. Cause the person that owned that halfway house, 50 came to him with an offer he just couldn't refuse, and he had to let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He said, man, hey, it's yours. You can have a halfway house, the whole house, the quarter house. You can have it all, the time and a half house.
Oh, you know what I thought about? I just thought about what Big Meech had to be feeling and saying when he found out that 50 was the new owner of his halfway house. He had to be like, why did we mess with this man?
Yeah, he gonna have to take his P test with 50. He's gonna have to send in his urine sample to 50, and 50 gonna have to sign off on it. Man, I try to tell people 50 is the master. 50 taught it to me. I was just too young to understand what the heck he was teaching me.
Man,
50 is the master.
Oh, man.
50 is the master, bro. Don't mess with 50.
I told you, bro. See, I don't even got to pay you the $100 because I knew you was going to laugh at that,
bro.
Yeah,
that was great. That I ain't never heard. I ain't even listen to this. I ain't even know you could buy a halfway house. Did y'all know in the chat that you could buy a halfway house? I ain't know that. And I didn't even hear that either, Greg. That's some breaking news.
Oh, bro.
So you mean Floyd that took a picture with Big Meech and then bought 3,000 properties, but he didn't buy the halfway house? See, that's why 50 just be outsmart y'all, man. You done spent $400 million and 50 getting more shine for buying a halfway house than Floyd for buying half of the New York State.
You know how sometimes you can kind of get out of the halfway houses early because of good behavior and stuff like. He like, no, you stay the whole time.
Yeah, right. Yep. No good behavior, man. You here the whole time, and you better hope I don't make up something that you done did.
Bro, I fell out when I see that, man. I had to check it once, check it twice. I'm like, he really did do this, man. Oh man, bro, that was like, woo!
50,
I think
50. Ain't nothing like 50, bro.
I see
that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, Greg, I only have like a couple celebrity allies. Like I know a lot of them. Like a lot of them. I can't count on my hands how many I know, right? But I only got like a couple that I would consider allies, and one of them is 50. So that's just a great ally, bro. And that go back to the old 50. 50, man, like I said, 50 been more than cool to me. So I ain't got nothing but love for 50. But I just, back then, I would have never knew 50 was going to be who he is now. And if I could have chose one celebrity ally, it would have been 50. So that's why I tell you, God don't make mistakes. God took me through the fire. He only let me get close to a couple celebrities. And one of them just so happened to be 50. And look at 50. So, hey, I'm thankful. I like that. That's my guy,
bro. That dude right there, man. One day, bro, I just want to be in the room with him. He ain't got to say, nigga, you ain't got to shake my hand. You ain't got to do none of that.
No, he gonna do that anyway.
I know, but I'm just saying, man, I just want to be in a room with this crazy. I just want to be around. I mean, you probably can't tell how he think when he in rooms because he's so well versed and, just thorough at this point in his life. But yeah, man, I would.
This how we gonna do it. This how we gonna do it, Greg. We're gonna plan one of the events that 50 at. We just gonna crash it. And I'm gonna pull you back there, and I'm gonna go to 50. I'm gonna say, Greg, put on your camera. I'm about to do an interview, and whether the interview is 5 minutes or an hour, we're gonna get a 50 Cent interview right on the spot. And I'll be like, 50, don't even try it, nigga. I ain't asked you for no interview. I've been just chilling. The Flow Show No Filter is here. We need to talk, and we're gonna just see how it go. But we're gonna do that. We're gonna definitely go. Whenever 50 got some type of big event going on, we're going to fly in and I'm going to get an interview with him on the spot. Like I said, whether that interview 5 minutes or an hour, we'll see.
And the crazy thing about it, man, is you don't even have to go like to a place where it's a big, man, 50 be doing liquor promos like regularly.
That's those the events that I usually run into him at.
Right.
Let me tell you, man, and this is the thing. This how close me and 50 been around my family and everything. But when I see him, first thing he probably he asked me, like last time I ran into him at one of his liquor things. First thing he asked me about was, how's my dad?
Right.
And that's a hell of a question. You know what I'm saying? From a celebrity. Ask you, well, how your dad doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, we definitely gonna pull up on Fifth at one of those events. And 50 gonna love getting exposure for his liquor. So that'll be a perfect time to do it.
I gotta be around that. I just gotta be around 50 one time, bro. Cause that, man, I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life, man. He don't miss.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he don't miss, bro. Like, how do you just not miss? You know, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure he just sold a lot of liquor. And, you know, I don't drink his liquor. But, you know, bruh, he don't miss, bruh.
Yeah. He gave us, matter of fact, last time I went and seen him at one of his liquor things, this when he had that, what the heck kind of, it was a clear liquor he was pushing. I can't remember. Anyway, this was about a few years ago. He was pushing some clear, it was like a vodka. Can't remember, but he gave me and all my boys bottles, and everybody was trying to hold on to it for souvenirs, right? That's why I tell you, Cleveland don't give a shit. So everybody was holding on to them bottles as souvenirs because they was given by Diddy. I mean, given by 50 and all of that. Man, after a little while went past, man, Negroes got to popping them bottles and drinking and all that liquor gone, them bottles gone and everything. I say, Cleveland, we can't stick to nothing. We supposed to be holding on to our bottles for the rest of our lives, so we can all say we got the first bottles of whatever 50 was pushing, and 50 gave them to us. All the bottles got drank up.
You know what's crazy, bro? This is how diabolical he is, bro. He don't even drink. That's the crazy part, bro.
That was the craziest part about him and Floyd, to see two people that do all that and be going crazy, but don't drink.
Don't drink, bro. At all. That's crazy. And diabolical at the same time.
Shan got it. Shan said she got a bottle of it.
The effing vodka.
You remember effing? Yep. Yeah. Man, he gave us all these special customized effing bottles, and all my Cleveland bros drank. I started going over their house. They started being half full. I said, I thought we were supposed to be. Man, too. You know, I told you, Cleveland, we don't give a. Yeah, for real. We don't. We the last ones to play with. That's why you don't hear too many Cleveland people crying about their contracts, because we ain't gonna even let it happen. We'll walk away from it and don't have a pot to piss in. If the contract ain't right, a Cleveland motherfucker is going left every time.
Bro.
You ain't treating us any kind of way, bro.
Bro, did you see your president on Friday, bro? Him and
did he pull out that black executive order pen again, or what? What's going on?
No, man. I thought him and President Zelensky was getting ready to come to blows.
Yeah. That was crazy. He said, "You don't have any cards,
right?
Without me, you have no cards."
Man, that was unbelievable, bro. I'm like, man, this guy right here, man. I mean, in one breath, you gotta love it. Then in the next breath, you gotta be like, come on, man. This is a whole nother president that's in the war. And they're talking about why you ain't got a suit on. I'm like, man, this man is at war. He ain't chilling like y'all are chilling. And Zelensky, to be honest with you, Zelensky was in there like low key, not really, getting the floor mopped with himself. He was kind of holding his own too. He was like, man, I don't have a suit. I'm in war. He was like, but once the war is over with, I might get a suit like yours or better than yours. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then he told this one really pissed Trump off. And he was like, yeah, we're at war, blah, blah, blah. He was like, but really the only thing that's stopping you from being at war, he was like, you got these oceans that separate you from everybody. I was like, whoa, bro. I was like, that's going to start it off. And if Trump was like, we're not about to let you have World War III. No, this is not going to be World War III. We're about peace. I'm like, man, this guy right here, man, he just.
The funny part that was like that I was cracking up on, that was kind of like me. I would say that Trump did. It was funny. He went I think it was on that same topic, but something and correct, like remind me of what he was exactly talking about. But somewhere the Zelensky dude was like, maybe the oceans, I can't remember, but he was like, because of whatever, you gonna be in big trouble, Americans down the line or something. Right. You remember when he said that or something like that? And then Trump was like, we ain't gonna never be in big trouble. Don't tell us we gonna be in big trouble. We ain't never gonna be in big trouble. We helping you. Like, you know, you ain't in no position to tell us we gonna be in big trouble. But now I kind of felt him on that, because I don't like nobody telling me that I'm gonna be in big trouble in the future because you said so. So I kind of felt him on that. I don't like when people do that. Just if we talking, but don't be trying to predict my future. You know what I'm saying? Only me and my God know my future, not you. So yeah. I kind of was cracking up because I was like, I could see me getting a little ruffled by a comment like that in my world, because don't tell me I'm gonna be in big trouble down the line because of X, Y, and Z.
I like the fact that I be so tired of everybody being politically correct, bro. I like when it go off the rails. You
can see the realness.
Yes, bro. I like when it goes off the rails, because you can't be political at that point. You gotta either stand on all 10 or you gotta go political. And man, that's one thing about, the president. He ain't about to be, he do be political. I ain't gonna say that. But at the same time, he will stand on all 10.
And you're right about that. That's where the Democrats have lost the general public, or a lot of the vote, or a lot of support, is the Democrats is still trying to paint pretty pictures and use celebrities and all the old school stuff that used to work. Now people like natural, people like real, people like to, like to feel like you're being yourself. That matters a lot these days. You know what I mean? Whether you like it, I like it, or whether anybody like it, that's where we at right now. And whether you like Trump or not, what he has captured is the fact that this world like it when you being natural. Even if natural is even while you being your natural self, quote unquote, even if you brushing and rubbing some people the wrong way, the people who really support you, they're going to support you over the person next to you that look like everything cookie cutter and perfect, and they're being some type of representative. We ain't in that age no more. You know what I'm saying? So I really hope for the Democrats' sake that they read the room and understand that you got to just be natural. And one person that has captured that is Jasmine.
Yeah, Jasmine.
Jasmine Crockett. It's not just that she's educated and she know what to say and she know what she do. She is in that category, let's say Trump, like where people believe that they would see Jasmine at their house, the way she acts, even though she still carry herself to a higher standard because she's in the political world. She still gives off that I don't give a that we need to see these days. And so I think we need more Jasmines in the political space in general, but definitely as far as Democrats, they need some more Jasmines to back her up and show them that they will stand 10 toes. We in a different era now. I tried to tell everybody this before the election started, and you even know, Greg. Remember, I was breaking this down before the election even happened. Remember, I was like, "That's what I'm afraid of," is that they don't realize, especially like the Democrats don't realize, they want to keep complaining about Trump instead of learning why Trump is winning. It ain't about necessarily his policies. He winning because he giving off the most natural energy, whether it's true or not, whether he right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is you trying to win the election if you're a Democrat. So learn from Jasmine. Jasmine is a good example of what people looking for these days. They're looking for somebody that's gonna tell it like it is and stand 10 toes. And so, like I said, Jasmine got it. So they're gonna need more of them to step up, like a Jasmine, to come out here and give us that real energy. We don't want that fake job interview type energy no more. Not 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? We want that in moderation.
You know what I think could fix it all, bro?
What?
Term limits.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Because I mean, when you got term limits, you keep fresh blood. You get rid of the old ideology that these individuals that's in these positions, you know, for until they just, you know, falling out in the middle of a session, you know, because they so old. And it just, to me, that just really doesn't make that much good sense to me. I don't know why we haven't come up with term limits for people that's in Congress, people that's in, you know, that's senators. Once you get your term, you got to go on about your business and live life like everybody else. But these people be trying to hang on to these positions by all means necessary, bro. So it's almost like because of that, nothing really ever changes, man.
I agree. Term limits would be great.
Yeah.
It would be great because you get it. And then another thing, it don't make no sense. Why are we having people in here for these unnecessary long terms when we all know when you already solidified and don't have to worry about your position? That's the worst recipe. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I need you, like you say, Greg. I need once we put you in power, and we talking about all the political positions, we want a limit on it. That way, you know, if you ain't serving the people, you're behind gone. Instead of being able to, once you get in the seat, you there for 100 years.
Bro, I don't, you know.
I agree with you on that totally.
Yeah, man. I don't, you know. I know it ain't gonna happen. I know people done talked about it, blah, 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 blah. But it's too many powerful people that come to Congress, to the Congress and to the Senate, and they come, you know, natural, just, you know, they come bright-eyed, bushy-tail, and once they get in and understand how they can enrich themselves, number one, how power becomes like an aphrodisiac to them, they will do anything under the sun to not leave them positions, man. Yeah. And that's the part that I think, you know, is kind of holding the country up, why the country can't really move forward, because you have the same individuals year in, year out making the decisions for the American people instead of bringing in new groups of people, you know, younger people, you know, enthusiastic people that have, you know, their own ideas of what, you know, America should look like. You never really get a chance to ever see those people because the people that's been there from the age of 21, they be there until they 80.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you get around them people when they just been there for decade after? I mean, just look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden started when he was like fresh out of college, man. and just stopped being in politics last year.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
Start
That's
at
never
30,
good.
end at 80.
That's never good.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. But I don't think that'll change. I know, like I said, they've talked about it, but it is what it is, man. And man,
Oh, Greg, I wanted to ask you about this. You got how many? What you got? 3 sons, Greg? How many kids you got?
2 sons.
2 sons.
Right.
We all have children. Most of us in this chat. I got 1 son. Greg got 2 sons. Well, while Diddy locked up, what you think about his kids spending his money left and right, and he pissed about it?
I mean, first of all, if he got, as many millions as they say he got, minus all the ones that he's spending on this case, like, you was already giving them tons of money when you wasn't in jail. They was running around in the best of the best, wearing the best of the best, doing whatever they wanted to do, going wherever they wanted to go. And just because you're not out here, to micromanage them, and you think they're gonna stop living? They lifestyle is their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You created these monsters, so to speak. If that's how he's looking at them, at this point in time, because they out here spending a lot of, spending money. I don't really see outside of, I'm not seeing them pop out in, new Bentleys or pop out and buying houses or something. Sounds like to me they living regularly based off of their lifestyle of living. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they all had allowances that he gave them monthly. He seemed like the type that would do something like that. So if that's true, I don't really understand like why he would be, mad at him. And it's only so much they can do with his money. I mean,
okay. That then, if you read between the tea leaves, he mad for 2 reasons. The number one, of course, he controlling. But the second reason is what I've been trying to tell people is their money don't be as long as people think. Those estimations be based on all kind of stuff. That's why Kanye can go be worth 2 billion, 3 billion, to whatever, and then overnight he broke, and then he get it back. But it's all based on calculation. So it tells you 2 things. It tells you one thing for sure. And they said, and in 2019, Diddy's net worth was somewhere at 700 billion. Then they said by after these allegations and all of that, like immediately it went to like 400 million. So that's damn near in half. That's in September. I would say it's probably at 3 right now, if I was just guessing, and if it followed the same path as the graph. And so, like I said, you ain't wrong, Greg. This is what he taught them. That's why I asked you about your kids. I asked you about my kids, because we both know that if it was ever some reason why our kids had control of our shit, our kids ain't gonna be doing this. Ain't gonna be doing that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know that. Like, that's one thing I know about. I could say about my son. He would even be. I'm just saying he would be whatever the polish called for at the time. That's what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? My son ain't caught up in. But like you said, I talked about this. The same thing you said is what I said on the earlier show. Is Diddy raise them like this, and this what happens. So now he got as close to zero as he ever had as far as what's coming in. No new money is coming into the Diddy circle. So now you trying to tell them to operate in a way that they never had to operate before, and it's what you get.
And to be honest with you, only one of them works. You know, and that's the oldest one who acts a little bit, but the rest of them, what they do.
Mm-hmm. But it's a good example, Greg. This is a good example. If you go back to the OJ OJ might not have been as had as much money as Diddy, but that's what I'm saying. We can't be going off of these. They worth 400 million. It's a lot. That ain't cash. Because if that's the case, if Diddy worth 400 million, 700, whatever it was, he would have been putting up 50 million in cash. Not no house.
Right.
50 million cash. You know he wanted to be out. He didn't put up 50 million in cash. Why? Because he don't got 50 million in cash. Because I guarantee you, if he did, he would have put up in cash to get out. But when you got to say a house and a this and a that, you ain't got what we think, or a lot of people think you had. And so if you go back to the OJ trial, remember, OJ was one of the ones that had long paper. That's why he had that dream team. It could afford them. But if you remember how long OJ's money was before that trial, think about his money after the trial. It was night and day. Because it's not only what you spend on them high lawyers, but now you got the worst charges ever. You see how they, if you fart wrong, they ready to take your contract away. So when you got whatever Diddy got going on, you know, ain't no new money coming. So you get hit with a crazy combination. Not only can you not really make no new money, but now you spending, he could be spending $100,000 a week in lawyer fees right now. And the trial ain't even started. So, you know, it's just what happens when you raise your kids and everything is about money and this and that. Now, when it's time to buckle down and maybe not go on so many vacations, because daddy over here spending $100,000 a week in lawyer fees, he wasn't spending that last year. And not to mention, he ain't got no new money coming in, because ain't nobody gonna touch the diddler right now at all. And even after this trial, ain't nobody coming within 100 feet of him. So that's why I asked you about your sons, because it just show you, it just makes you appreciative when you don't raise when you raise them. And we all spoil our kids. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like we all just the super drill sergeants on our kids. We all spoil them. Greg spoiled his sons. I spoil my son here and there, and we do it here and there. But at the end of the day, it feels good that when you raise well, you know, grounded kids, and to see how what happens when they raised in that other world. And like I said, I'm just thankful for mine, and thankful that I wouldn't have to feel that. I know I wouldn't have to be mad at my son because he blowing money on all kind of stuff, because my son wouldn't do me like that. Man, he know dad handling some serious stuff. He gonna fall in line. I ain't gotta say it.
Man,
so shout out to King.
Go ahead. Yeah, my sons, Greg Jr. and you know, Devin, bro. Devin just had a birthday, right? He just turned.
Okay. Happy birthday, Devin.
Yeah, he just turned 26. Bro, okay. I can't even remember the last time I had to give them anything, bro.
See?
You know what I'm saying? Just for the mere fact of, like what you saying, man, like really raising them the right way and helping them to really understand the ways of the world and how they need to represent themselves, like early. Like I just remember my sons being in college, and once they got out and, you know, they was trying to figure out what they was going to do with their lives, and they were kind of being a little bit, they were asking, in my opinion, too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
I finally had to come to the realization that the best way to handle this is just to cut them off. You're not, no, don't even call me, don't ask me, figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, then you're going to be in trouble. And once I had that conversations with them early, and they realized that I was no longer the crutch, they had to figure it out, man. And they tell me all the time, it was the best thing that I could have did for them, because I forced them to be a man. I forced them, like, No, you call. I don't care if you in trouble. Now, if you in jail, blah blah blah. If you done did where I got to step in, of course I will. But just living life, man, you better get to it. I ain't had nobody to be, no crutches to be leaning on. You better. If I didn't, then you had a better life than I did growing up, and I had a great life growing up. And from that point forward, man, they just been able, and I could just see it now, the lessons that was taught then, where, when I talk to them now and see how good they're doing now, I'm like, man, that was probably the best thing that I could have did. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yep, did the same thing with my son. You know the story. My son came out smelling like roses. My son was playing basketball, and he decided he didn't want to play basketball no more. I think it was 10th grade or whatever. And it was the summer going into 10th grade. And I said, at this point, well, if you ain't gonna play basketball, well, you decide what you want to do, then I got to take away the games, the iPhone, 50, all that stuff. You pay for your own stuff. You want to get a job, and now you pay for your own stuff, and I told him, this is best for you. You know what I'm saying? You need certain tools you're going to need in the toolbox. Mm-hmm. And either basketball was going to teach you, or life having to pay for your own stuff going to teach you. And I told you, Greg, my son didn't cry, complain, nothing. He stepped up, got his jobs. He already been a good student in school. We went half on him. He got his first car. He got a black Benz. He found on his own. Me and him went half on that. When he's still 16, young. Had 2 jobs and A/B student, and he a grown man. He in his senior year now, and I wouldn't trade what he did at all. He killed it, and he did what he did. He didn't ever complain, nothing. This dude is a grown man. He always been a grown man, but he definitely, like I said, got his own car, do his own thing. Just got his cap and gown. He graduated this year, and he stepped up. And I told him, and I tell all men out there, and you know this, Greg, when you raising a little man, once you see that he know how to pick his bootstraps up and work, you ain't got to worry about him. And you don't never know when you going to have that moment with your son. You just want to have that moment, whether he 16 or whether he 30. You want to have that moment when like, my son going to be good. And so when my son quit basketball and said, I'm just ready to be grown, I was like, well, let's see. And he proved himself right. And I love it to this day. You know what I mean? Because, hey, we don't never know as fathers. You don't never know when your son going to show you he got what it takes to make it in this world. I'm just so happy that my son, he showed me at 16, 15, actually. My son could be in his own apartment right now. He grown as heck, so I'm proud of him. I said, I don't care if give a damn about no basketball. I just care that whatever you do, be the best at it. I don't care if you're a dog catcher. You catch the hell out them dogs. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you whatever you doing. Just be good at, just be the best you can. I ain't never the one to tell you what to do, because couldn't nobody ever tell me what to do. So I would never put that on my son. What about you, Greg?
Man, I left the house at 17 and never came back until my mom got sick 6 years ago, when I had to come back home to make sure she was good. So I ain't gonna date myself with my age, but I went multiple decades away from home where I had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was the best thing that could have happened to me, man. So, I feel the same way, man. When you got good kids and you don't, you like to brag, you don't want to brag, but at the same time, if they done everything that they were supposed to do and they're productive citizens out here in the world, what more can you ask for? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing, man.
Yeah, you can't ask for more than that, man.
Proud of our
And
boys, Greg.
yeah, I am, man. You already know, bro. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing to be able to pick up phones. You know, one of my sons, he running around the country opening up, grocery stores. He just called me. He was in Oklahoma. Dad, I'm in Oklahoma. I'll be in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? They just out here living their lives, man, and they don't ask me for nothing but advice. They still ask me for advice because they know I'm gonna give it to them, straight with no chaser.
Mm-hmm.
So just to have that kind of relationship, especially when you got boys, like you say,
Yeah.
if I had daughters, man, I'd be just wrapped there, just what I'm saying. But I don't, so I don't really. I mean, I got girls that I'm close to, and I try to make sure that I'm in their lives, as much as I possibly can. But my blood sons, man, just to kind of sit back and watch how they life in life. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be more proud, and I know you the same way, bro. Yours
Yeah.
just getting started.
Yeah, just getting started. Shan told me 18 because my son turned 18 May 23rd. Shan told me 18 to 25 is a blink of an eye.
Oh yeah,
She told me that. I said, thanks, Shan. She always hit me with some, she always hit me with some truth.
yeah,
Um, I'm up here, sniffling about 18. She said, you think 18, son? Wait till 18 and 25. Wait till you're 25 when you blink.
yeah.
I said,
I
damn,
just
Shan, I'm
blinked.
just trying to get used to 18. Yeah, that's what I said. Look at you. Because look, I remember when your sons was
Right,
teenagers and stuff and little.
right.
Now we talking about grown men.
Yeah, they grown men, bro.
We talking
Yeah, they
about hey,
grown
look, we
men.
talking on the hoop court. I can legitimately give them that OG elbow. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
They
yeah, yeah,
old
yeah.
enough
And do,
yeah. So
and do.
yeah, that's
You know
real.
what I'm
Hey,
saying? And do,
yeah, Greg.
and do. I mean, they was
Oh.
here right out in my driveway. I got the hoop court outside, bruh. I mean, they be putting it on me, but I be putting it on them too. The next day it'd be a whole different. They be walking around like ain't nothing happened. I be, with Ben Gay and ice packs, but when it's going down, it goes down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Mm.
man. But yeah, that's good, man. And shout out to everybody out there and y'all kids, man. We do what we can for ours, and it's just good to see a good group of them be better than us.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
that?
yeah.
What else you got, Greg? What'd you say, Greg?
Man, speaking of Trump,
Mm-hmm.
you drug dealers out there, y'all might want to reconsider your way of getting money because Trump talking about he wants the death penalty for all drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't put the warning out there. I don't know if he gonna executive order him,
You
but
know he going executive order. They
yeah,
said, "Holy crap! Here come 12 executive orders tomorrow."
bro. I mean, do you think that would deter drug dealers? You think, they'll continue to, be in their bag? Because his thing is when he was explaining it, he was like, drug dealers, they kill so many people and they harm so many communities that they should be looked upon as, individuals that shouldn't just go to jail. They should actually die because they kill so many people and they hurt so many communities. So
Now,
he wasn't sounding like he was getting ready to, get off of this. He's been talking about it
for a
even
while,
back. Yeah, he been talking
I
about it
mean,
for a minute. Yeah. So I think, at some point here, he gonna strike. He gonna strike, and it's you know how the laws have been for individuals just with like marijuana and you know 3 strikes you out, all of that. But just imagine if you a drug dealer, no matter small, large, kingpin, whatever. If you get caught, you're getting the death penalty, bro.
Right. Yeah. Now, when they say drug, are they talking about anything specific? I know they can't be talking about weed, right? Or are they talking about weed too?
I don't know if he didn't specify what class of
Okay.
drug.
Okay. That's what I was
I would
wondering
doubt
about.
that. I think I would doubt that because they make too much money off of
Right.
weed. You know what I'm saying? I think if you're a drug dealer selling, because technically, weed's supposed to be if it's legal in your particular city or whatever state, then you shouldn't be the neighborhood weed man anyway. So that person might be in trouble as well because it's dispensaries and all kind of stuff nowadays. So I doubt if he's talking about marijuana. I think they're really talking about like the fentanyl, of course, cocaine, heroin, stuff like that. But yeah, he's definitely making a case that he wants the death penalty for all drug dealers. Now, what that entails, I'm assuming, is more to come. But he was on the news just like, "Hey, you're killing people. You're killing the communities." So the only way to kind of stop this, because ain't nobody been able to stop it, despite whatever deter system y'all didn't put in place. I think I'm gonna try this one and see how this goes.
Right.
Bruh, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about this one, bro. I kind of want to see what this is gonna look like if it's going to, move forward, man. Because
I'm interested too. It's interesting for sure.
Yeah. And then in the same breath, man, I saw something that kind of threw me for a loop and kind of helped me to understand why the feds has like a 99 or 98% conviction percentage. Bro, did you know that the DEA spent 500 million paying federal informants last year, bro?
Wow.
500 million they paid to snitches last year.
I didn't know that, bro.
No wonder. I was just thinking about Diddy. I was like, Diddy, boy, they paid Diddy informants all kinds of money, bro, to tell all that they needed to get from him. All the way to the little, the kid who was a basketball player that was the drug mule, allegedly, whatever he was doing in the group. And now you don't hear nothing else about him. He just kind of got swooped up out of the, out of the universe. You know what I'm saying? And he was the person who was holding the bags. But man, I thought about that. I was like, 500 million? No wonder they got the 99.9% conviction rate. They paying people, bro. They are paying people to get the information that they need to lock your ASS up. That's what they doing. And now they telling you. I ain't never heard a number on what they spending on informants. That's a
me
lot
neither.
of money, bro.
Hey, look, that type of money make you call up and say, hey, y'all, Diddy looked me up and down one time. Remember I told you that time Diddy looked me up and down, Greg? I'm gonna call how much is that worth? Is that worth about 50 G's? Can I get about 50 G's? Because Diddy looked me up and down. Like I felt uncomfortable.
Checking the mail.
Yeah, checking the mail. 50,000. He looked me up and down.
You got video? You got him on the phone? You got text messages?
Yeah, you do. Me up and down. Yeah, he sure did.
All right, meet me
I
at
got
the
the hell away from
Starbucks.
it.
Meet
Huh?
me at the Starbucks on University. I'll have a check for you. But I need all
Right,
that.
right. When I walked away, I swear he looked at he watched me do a walk away. I want
Right.
50,000. I want 50,000 for Diddler Freaky behind looking at me walk away.
50 million, bro.
What
That's
else?
a
What
half.
else we got? Yeah, that's a lot, bro.
That's a $500 million, bro. Oh, bro. You hear about this? The Texas measles outbreaks is up to 146 cases
I covered
in
that
Texas.
a little bit ago, and I ain't see it. Then got worse.
Bro, it's been got worse. The West Texas measles outbreak is expanding, potentially reaching Central Texas and neighboring New Mexico. Health officials said Friday, since the outbreak began in late January in Gaines County, the Texas Department of State Health Services have confirmed 146 cases with 20 hospitalizations and one child dying. Bro, measles, bro. Do you remember measles?
No, I mean I remember. I'm saying I never like nobody around me, or I never had them or nothing like that. But yeah, I remember the measles like back in the day when people when you had to get shots and everything, right? Back in the day,
Man,
when we get shots for the measles.
yeah, yes, you got
I
your,
remember.
you got your shots. And the thing about it, what I remember about measles, mumps, and all those, things that we were getting back in the day, it was normal. It was like a
Right.
normal occurrence. You
Yep.
got them. I remember like the mumps. With the mumps, your cheeks and stuff get big or something like that. And what makes me remember them is my grandma used to use the little sardines. She used to take the juice from the sardines and rub it on my cheeks and stuff in order to make the
Okay.
mumps go away. Measles, you had that orange calamine lotion, but the measles was crazy because you was like bumped up all over your body, man. And then,
Mm.
probably like a week or so, they were gone. And we was always under the understanding like once you got them, then you didn't get them anymore, right? And not a lot of people was getting them, but for whatever reason back then, everybody seemed, to get the measles, the mumps, and all that. But you did have to get, vaccinated for it. But
Mm.
man, I don't know, like 146 cases. That don't sound like it's a lot, but to me, that's a lot for something that people don't even really. My kids didn't have no measles and mumps growing up.
Yeah, nah, I mean, yeah, no.
None of
No
that. You know
measles
what
and
I'm
mumps.
saying? So I don't really chicken pox. They didn't have no chicken pox, no measles, no mumps, none of that. And my kids had to get vaccinated to, go to school and everything like everybody else's did. But they never, that stuff just wasn't something that was happening in, the communities that we lived in for whatever reason. But growing up, man, I had everything. I had chickenpox, I had mumps, I had measles, I had it all.
Oh, you
But I
had
was
all that?
vaccinated. Yes.
Wow, I had chicken pox. That was it. I ain't had the rest of that stuff.
Bro, I had everything, bro.
Wow.
Measles, chickenpox, all of that. And it was always some kind of remedy that my grandma had to combat it all. I'm telling you, bro, I didn't even know. I end up liking sardines, still like them to this day because of the mumps.
Wow.
Yeah,
No, I
because the
remember.
juice.
Huh?
They put the juice on your face for the mumps to make it go away.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, that's
Yeah, I
kind of
remember I had, hey, look, I remember I had the chicken pox. When I got the chicken pox, it was like I was in the like seventh or I was in like the 7th or 8th grade. And that was like when we first listened to this crazy little chickenpox story. So I'm in the shower and I see that, you know how chickenpox look. So I seen this crazy looking bump down there. And I'm like 7th grade, and we just started learning sex education. And we had just learned about herpes. And I'm not even sexually active. I was a late bloomer, so I wasn't even doing nothing in middle school, not even kissing. So I'm thinking I got herpes when I got chickenpox, and I said, Mom, I got herpes. I ain't even have no sex. I promise. My mom said, and mind you, it took me like 2 days to even tell my mom, because I'm looking at this. This how back in the day it was. I'm looking in the encyclopedia. Everything I look up on herpes look like my chickenpox. I'm like, I always been an investigative reporter, because I was all in encyclopedias like, what is this thing? What the hell is this? And so I finally get up the courage to tell my mom. I'm crying, I'm scared, I'm like trying to, I'm thinking people might think I'm lying. My mom said, boy, you got the chicken pox. I said, the hell is that? She said,
wow.
And then she broke it down to me. I was so happy to have the chicken pox. I was like, I got the chicken pox. I thought I was done. I was like, I'm the first person to get an STD without having no sex. I didn't know how it happened. I thought my chicken pox was herpes. And when my mom told me it was a chicken pox, and it was like, hey, Greg, it was like, once she told me it was chicken pox, the floodgates open, because them things started popping up all over my body. And I was like, I was never happier to be diagnosed with the chicken pox. I was thinking, and then, hey, Greg, then I started thinking it was smallpox, and they were like, man, nobody had that since the 1920s. I was like, give me out these encyclopedias. I'm looking up the wrong stuff. See, these kids got Google. You could just type. Greg, remember telling back in the day, we had to go in the encyclopedia. I had to go to the encyclopedia and look up the letter H and look up herpes. And I don't care if you ever look at it, what they show as a herpes, it looked like a chicken pox.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was done, bro. Absolutely. I was done. So I was happy that I had the chicken pox, though, at the end of the day. So that's my little embarrassing chicken pox story.
So no Mardi Gras this year?
Mardi Gras?
Yeah.
What you mean?
They canceled all the Mardi Gras festivities this year?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's breaking news.
Wait, hold on. I thought Mardi Gras, this was us. Mardi Gras is the week. It's always around All-Star week. Like, NBA All-Star. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think they didn't shut it down, man.
Dang, shout out. Rest in peace, Mardi Gras.
Right. Man, South Carolina burning down, huh?
Oh, and Amy out there, Greg.
Is she?
I think.
Yeah, man. They saying that everybody like, what's going on in South Carolina is burning down, like, and it's cold. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even no real rhyme or reason why it should be burning down right now. It's kind of like the Cali fires. But yeah, that's what's going on.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think I saw something that said 5,000 acres have been burned up so far. It was like
4,000 acres. Yeah.
Oh, 4,000. Okay. Yeah. I know I've seen like a big number. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Man, they was like,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. They were saying, is it a land grab to create like a smart city? They, the areas that these fires are occurring in, the conspiracy theory folks is saying that it's basically the government burning these places up so they can come in and create smart cities.
Yeah, they've been doing that. Like they've been coming in creating smart cities too, like or putting the plans together. So I don't know. This is the update. The latest update I see. It says South Carolina fire as of March 3rd. South Carolina has been experienced wild activity over the past few days. More than 175 wildfires have burned approximately 4,200 to 5,500 of acres across the state, with the majority concentrated in PD region.
Wow.
In the PD region. Yeah. It's crazy. Only 30% contained. That was as of yesterday. I don't know how much they have contained today.
Bro, they're like, there's no high winds. It's cold. You know, not cold, but it ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't
Right. It
hot.
ain't wildfire temperature,
Right. Right. You know, I'm like, man, what is going on in our world, man?
Man, it's crazy.
I read something.
We gotta get the merch website together. Like hopefully today or tomorrow. It's already together. We just gotta get all the like titles and prices and all that stuff together and figure it out. It should be simple though, like everything else. We just gotta punch it into our little database.
Right. Man, I read something that threw me for a loop, bro.
What?
Did you know Muhammad Ali star that's on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is the only star that is not on the ground? Where people can step on it. And the reason behind it is that because of his name, Muhammad is sacred in Islam. To honor the request, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce made an exception and mounted his star on the wall at the Dolby Theater. The only star on the Walk of Fame that isn't on the sidewalk. Ali's star is one of the most visited on the Walk of Fame, attracted fans who admire his boxing career and activism. The star remains an iconic tribute to his legacy, representing not just his boxing dominance, but also his deep commitment to his beliefs. Bro, Ali is a bad mofo, bro. Even after death, man, how? Like, everybody that's anybody's star is on the Walk of Fame, and his is the only one that's not on the Walk of Fame. It's up on the wall. You can't step on his star, bro.
Wow.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know why. I ain't never know that, and I don't know why they would do it, but I would be interested to find out the backstory of why they doing that. I mean, I got my guesses, but I want to look it up.
They say because he was a devout, he was a Muslim, and
that's what I was going to guess. That's exactly what I was going to.
Yeah, that's why. He said,
"Wow."
He requested it, or they requested it, because his name, Muhammad, is sacred in Islam. So to honor the request, the Chamber of Commerce made the exception and mounted his star on the wall instead of putting it down on the ground. That's deep, bro.
Yeah, that's deep. That's super deep.
Yeah, that's deep. Debo Samuels to the Commanders.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, look, our last minute or so. Let's wrap it up with the sports. Debo to the Commanders. Cavs kicking behind. The Lakers kicking behind too, ain't they?
Yeah. We ain't playing around.
So we got the Lakers and the Cavs kicking behind Debo Sanders, and we got Embiid in danger of they trying to figure out something with his contract. They trying to force him into a retirement. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's getting real.
I'm almost with it. You see the
Hey,
fight?
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, because it's like, bro, you ain't even playing, bro. But that's what's up, y'all. It's my birthday week. We about to get out of here. I appreciate everybody. Greg, you was on point with the topics as always. A lot of fun, good facts. I didn't know about that Muhammad Ali. I didn't know about a few things you brought up today. So shout out to you for the research.
Yes,
for today's
sir.
show. And it's my birthday. Go ahead, Greg.
I got one other thing for you to kind of ride off into the sun with.
Go ahead.
Did you know Jeff Bezos has the tallest residential fence in America?
Nah. How tall is it? Did they say?
It didn't give you like the actual bro. If you go to if you Google Jeff Bezos fence, bro, it's the craziest fence you could ever want to see, bro. It's all grass, so you can't see through it. But man, it's high. It's all get up. He got the tallest fence in America. The second richest man in America has the biggest residential fence in America. These boys don't be playing, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't be playing, man. But anyway, go ahead and take us on up and out of here.
Appreciate y'all. We about to get up out of here. It's my birthday week, y'all. I appreciate it. Let's keep it going. Hopefully tomorrow we get off to a better start. I'm gonna be hungry tomorrow. I'm telling y'all now, it's my birthday week. I ain't eating no peanut butter and jelly tomorrow. My Facebook fan, I gotta shout out my Facebook people though. They've been coming through. They can say what they want about Facebook. Facebook been coming through, showing crazy support. So a special shout out to all my Facebookers out there because they've been coming through with the subscriptions and the support. Unbelievable. I would have never knew Facebook was on the Flow Show like that and so supportive. So I appreciate y'all. I'm about to get out of here. See y'all tomorrow, same time, 7:30 a.m. Bring your lunch money.